Hey. I know you do.
So
Thank you, Rick. Good morning, everyone. Jaunty little tune for a jaunty sunny day. Good morning and welcome to Althea Center for Engaged Spirituality. My name is Rick Kitzman. I'm president of the board and your host or MC, more or less. We have a great service once again for you all. And do we have any first-timers to Althea? We have 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe not 3. Oh no, she's been here lots of times. Wonderful, thank you. Welcome to Althea. Thank you for spending some time with us today. And the flower, of course, is yours so that we know who you are and can walk up to you and embarrass you and invite you to come back. And if you're interested, the best way to find out what's going on here at Althea is sign up with your email address to get our newsletter, and that will let you know what's going on here. There's always something going on at Althea that's exciting and different and fun and sacred. So just a couple announcements before I get into the opening prayer. How many of you have seen in your mailbox, your snail mail, these two pieces? Okay, that's good. We know then that our wonderful United States Postal Service is working. These are the letters that are introducing the voting date of November 21st, right? Yeah, 21st. Oh, it's right here. It says so right here, November 21st, see? For our new spiritual director, who is actually here today. Raise your hand, Catherine. And so for those of you who are active members, it explains the process, and then the gold is the proxy. If you can't make it to our live meeting, which will be held on November 21st, if you're voting by proxy, please have your votes to us by Saturday, November 20th, because of course we do get the mail here on Saturdays. It's really a very exciting time. For those of you who might be new, we've been going through this process for quite a few months, and it's wonderful to finally be at this stage of replenishing our beloved Althea with a new spiritual director. So she will be conducting the service for Halloween, as well as November 14th. There will be a couple of Zoom meetings because we want to really, have the community get to know her, get to know Catherine, and Catherine to get to know you. So be on the lookout for that. Those dates are going to be in the newsletter. We also have a wonderful First Wednesday Diversity Dialogues, which is going to be November 3rd, which is coming up sooner than later. So this is going to be the Lambda Report. Maybe some of you have known, or that's familiar to you. It's part of Denver's LGBTQ history, the Lambda Report. This will be conducted, of course, with our beloved Tim Wilson. And if you have questions, he's in the back there. And there will be more posters right in the back, okay? And if you care to RSVP for that function, please let him know. Very exciting. And I think for now, one more announcement. So in conjunction with voting for the new spiritual director, the bylaws, just very quickly, because I know the bylaws are just going to send you all into, land. But according to the bylaws, the Board of Trustees chooses a spiritual director candidate, and active members vote for it. And 2/3 of that group then carries the day. So that is the reason for the voting and the proxies. And you have to be a member for 6 months in order to vote. So unanimous decision by the board was that those new members, because there's a clause that allows the board to do this in our bylaws, and that is to, it's a little gift. We're going to allow those who joined on the 10th, we're going to make their start date 6 months early, which is going to be April 4th. So you will be eligible to vote for the spiritual director. Because we thought this would make you feel more engaged. We love having all of you new members. There's one exception for a person who hasn't been coming that often. And I think that's kind of cool. Because we haven't, we did not have a new member. The last time we had a new member shindig was November of 2019. Then, of course, you know what happened. And so we have not really been able to have one until this October. So all of these people, with one exception, have been coming since 2019. And we just thought that, you know, it was a fair thing to do. So I hope you're pleased and happy, because we are. All right, let's do an opening prayer. And so as we just let these pretty notes of music just wash over us, and in the quiet we simply breathe, and we breathe in and we breathe out. For it is when we get to that quiet place that the monkey chatter hopefully quietens. And we just focus on the breath of life. For that is when we truly connect with the one universal power, God, Buddha, Allah, Shiva, Krishna, Yahweh, Great Spirit, whatever name we give it. Here at Althea, all names apply. And once we do that and know that there is that universal power that is everywhere, all-knowing, all-powerful, and if that power is everywhere, then it is within each and every one of us. We right here now, in this moment, deny, negate any idea of separation from spirit. And in this now, we embrace our inheritance, our life force, of being one with God, with Buddha, with whomever you believe. And each and every person on the face of this planet wears that face of spirit. And it is also in these moments that we can let go of whatever it was that brought us here, or that we're worried about, concerned about. And we know that what transpires here in the next hour will give us peace and harmony. It will make us laugh. It will make us cry. It will embrace our humanity and our humanness. And we will find ourselves united to each other and to this planet and to this world. And each of us will be a force of love and empowerment as we head into our week, taking with us a rejuvenation of joy and life. And so let us give thanks for the sanctuary that we find here. For it is such a lovely, lovely space, away from the shouting world. And so with hearts filled with gratitude, Let us each in our own way give thanks for our blessings and just let all of the rest, let it go. Send it off into the universe and embrace your oneness. And so it is.
Please stand as you're able and join me in the statement of being, followed by the face of God. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and are ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love.
Come on up, Michael. Our musical guest today is a very familiar face here at Althea. Please welcome Michael Stanwood. It's time for our, thank you. Where's our speaker? Where's Stephen? Oh, there he is. We had him here, wasn't it in April? Was it June? It was, time flies so fast, right? Yes, and he was so good we invited him back. Stephen Burge is one of our favorite speakers for Althea and in real life as opposed to his imaginary life. He is an actor and an educator who landed in Denver following national tours like And Then They Came For Me, Remembering the World of Anne Frank, and A Christmas Carol. Are you doing another Christmas Carol? It's about time.
I'm not doing another Christmas Carol. What I'm doing is I'm directing a show called A Very Merry Unauthorized Children's Scientology Pageant.
There you go. There you go. We worked this out before. You know. And so Stephen has performed with Broadway vets like Ray Roderick, Mandy Malone, with his personal and powerful message entitled Reclaiming God, Why, in Spite of Everything, I Refuse to Be Separated from Source is his subject today. So please give a warm Althea welcome to Stephen.
Keep clapping because I forgot all my props. All right. Okay. Hi. Yes, I was here for in June. If you are at all regular with Althea, you might remember me from such hits as Gay Pride Sunday 2018 or 19 and Gay Pride Sunday 2021. And if you are regular with Althea enough to go to the Gay Pride services and you see me, you might be like, oh my gosh, is it Gay Day again? But it's not, don't worry, you're still doing it all right. Or you might be thinking, hey, did they make a new gay day? Did I miss a memo? No, we are all very happy with our one gay Sunday. That's all we need. If we had more, it would mess up our brunch schedule, so thank you. And we'll take that one. Today, I am not here to talk in church about gay stuff. Today, I'm here to talk in church about something much more controversial, and that is believing in God. Don't be scared. It's going to be fine. Your friend Ginny invited me to come here and talk about this specifically. She said that there were two things that were maybe a little bit, not troubling or concerning, but things that could be a little different. She said that recently several of the speakers had not talked a lot about God or the source, and that there might be some members of the community who wanted to hear that messaging. So here I am. She also said, even more troublingly, some of the speakers we're talking longer than they were supposed to. And so I promise I'm not going to do that, okay? Look, somebody's applauding. Apparently it's a problem. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set this timer for 15 minutes, and at the end of, when it goes beep, 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 I'm going to stop talking. If I'm in the middle of a sentence, anything, it doesn't matter. I'm going to stop, and we can pick up the discussion at the post-show, nope, this is not a show. This is a post-service discussion where we will do a deep dive into some of the subject matter. Okay, 15 minutes, here we go. So, if I'm going to do this, I need to be very, very transparent with you. I'm going to tell you all the things that I am not, okay? I am not a biblical scholar. I am not a scholar of world religion. I am not a minister or a priest or a rabbi or a former minister, priest, or rabbi. I'm not even really a regular churchgoer. In short, I am not qualified to do this discussion. But here I am anyway. What I am is I am a son of two cisgender heterosexual people who are still married. I would tell you how long they were married, but then you would be able to figure out how old I am, so we're just going to keep that a secret, and we're just going to say it's an impressive amount of time my parents have been married. My mom is a minister, yeah, and my dad is former military, and I grew up in that household in rural America, small town, rural America. I should say right now that my parents are great and they're very supportive of everything, so there's no drama there. But since I talk at Gay Pride Sunday, it's probably not surprising, I am also a big old homo. Okay, so I am gay and the son of a minister, and I grew up in this very small rural community where I was bullied a lot, where I was physically assaulted, where I received lots and lots of hate, right, from many of God's good followers. I am also a survivor. No, I don't like that word. I am a person who experienced childhood sexual assault at the hands of a trusted adult, a minister, actually, a Methodist minister. He was not my minister. My minister murdered his wife. So I have all of that going on, and yet I still believe in God. And people are like, what? That's bonkers. And it probably is a little bonkers, but here's why I believe in God. I believe there are two ways people experience God. And and full disclosure, I'm going to come from the perspective of a person who was raised in a Christian household. So the prophet that I learned about was Jesus. But I don't think that Jesus is the only way to get to heaven. I don't think that one religion is more powerful or important or more right than another religion. I believe we are all celebrating the same source, the same God. I love Althea for that reason, all right? So I believe that you can come to God in two different ways. You can be God-fearing or you can be God-loving. And I think that we, the God-loving, need to reclaim God from the God-fearing. Because... because fear leads to destruction. Love leads to building. Fear leads to abuse. Love leads to healing. It's not surprising to me that people do fear God. I mean, there are stories of the floods and the fires and the killing of the firstborns and all of this just very frightening stuff that happened in the Bible. So of course people are God-fearing. It makes sense. But there is also the big one, right? The big one is God is love. And I feel like of all the major world religions, that is true from all the prophets we hear, God is love. Whatever they call God, God is love. Do unto others as you would have done unto yourself, those kinds of things. So it seems to me that the details are where the trouble comes, right? Where if you start to fall in line with the way of thinking of God-fearing, then you are going to do everything you can to protect yourself against hell. I also think there is 3 ways that people can experience religion, not God, religion. That is, I think you can study it, I think you can practice it, or I think you can live it. And none of it has to do with God necessarily. I'll give you examples. I have one of my best friends in the world. She's the smartest woman I know. She has a PhD in like epidemiology and Latin and a bunch of dead languages. And she studied a bunch of dead languages so that she could read the Bible in Aramaic and languages that aren't even spoken, right? She has told me from her own experience that when she gets to certain phrases, she can't translate it into contemporary English anymore. That there is a disconnect between what this phrase meant in its original, now no longer spoken language, and what we have decided it means in contemporary English. She started doing this so that she could discount God and faith. So she could shred me in a debate, a theological debate. And she has, because she knows all the phrases, all the books of the Bible, everything. She could shred me. She does not believe in God. I have another friend who one time when I was going through a doubting phase, I said, I don't know if I believe in God anymore. And she said, why not? Think about this. If I'm wrong, if there's no God, all I've done is build a nice church community and live a good life. If you're wrong, you go to hell. And I was like, I feel like probably there's more to it than that. Yeah? No? But this is a person who practices faith. She goes to church every Sunday. She does Bible study. She volunteers. She does all the things you're supposed to do to be a good Christian. She practices it, but her belief system is based on not wanting to go to hell. Right? Then you can live it. Another lady friend, I have very powerful lady friends. Her name is Katie. And she is a social worker. Her entire adult life has been spent helping people experiencing homelessness to transition out of homelessness and all kinds of people. I know that it is very easy to look at a person experiencing homelessness and say, I want to donate to a cause to help that person. And oftentimes, organizations will put people up in front of you, a woman who has escaped domestic violence and is homeless because it was live on the street or live with her abuser, someone who has been put out because they are gay or lesbian. These are all the people that we sort of call like the desirable homeless people, and it's a disgusting phrase and it's horrible, but that's how many organizations are able to raise money. Katie deals specifically with people who are navigating extreme addiction. She navigates people who are getting out of the justice system. They've formerly incarcerated people who have committed very violent, terrible acts. She helps them find housing. One time, when she told me a story about a gentleman that she was helping, I said, "Why are you doing that? Why don't you just let him rot?" And I'm not proud of that. But that is the thought that came to my brain when I heard what he had done. And she said, 2 reasons. One, it is proven to be financially more responsible to house everyone than it is to have people experiencing homelessness on the street, since you're apparently turning into a conservative right now. There you go. And the other reason is because he's a human being, right? And she is a staunch atheist. She does not understand God. She does not understand why I believe at all. But in that moment, I was struck by, she's truly doing God's work. I said something very unkind against my fellow man, very judgmental, and qualified his deserving to live in a home based on my experience and what I think is right? And she accepted him for who he was and recognized his humanity, or the God in him, right? So I suddenly thought, oh, this is where it comes from. Some people look at me and they think I'm gay, I'm a threat. I don't understand that. I'm going to keep him from God. Some people have ideas that if you don't worship the way they do, you should be kept from God. These are these rules that we put into place so that we feel more comfortable about living our lives, right? And I think if we just destroy all of those, stop living in fear of the other, and start living in love, the way my atheist friend, who I'm sure is going to heaven, lives, the world would be a much better place. So, I'm going to tell you exactly why I believe in God. If I have time, I do. Oh, I do. And you're going to laugh. You're going to think I'm an idiot, but here it is. I believe in God because of Washington Park and a family of geese. Here's what happened. I was driving down, what is that? Is that Emerson and Downing, right? And I was behind a car here, and then there were cars coming this way, and the car coming this way was a big, giant truck, and I immediately started to have some stereotypes enter my head about the kind of person that would be driving that truck. Oh, he had like a, I don't want to say it at church, he had a bumper thing, you know, that, you know what I mean, right? Like, anyway, so all of a sudden these geese started to walk across the road. They crossed at the light, good for them, but the light turned green. So there was a family of geese, and not just one family, there was zillions and zillions of geese going across, and the light was green, and it was okay for us to go. And I knew that I wasn't going to run over the geese, because I'm a good person, but I was scared that that guy was going to run over the geese. I became panicked, right? And he didn't. He started to lay on the horn, he was honking, he was swearing at the geese, he was getting so angry, and the geese started to panic and go in different directions, right? The light turned red, so we sat through that whole entire thing, and then it happened again. And I knew that that man was going to run over the geese, and he didn't. And it was, I know this is dumb, but that is the reason why I believe in God. Because this person, I mean, we eat geese for Christmas sometimes, right? They're not even mammals. They're not part of us at all, right? But this man, this big in a truck man, he could have run over the geese. Instead, he saw something in them. He saw the God in them. He saw connection to them. Something stopped him from just running over the geese and killing them. And I know that sounds so stupid as to why I believe in God, but it really, really, truly is. And I also had to check myself and say, why did I have these stereotypes about what that person was going to do and kill these geese? That doesn't make any sense at all. So that is why I believe in God, because a guy in a truck didn't run over some geese. Now, when I was going to do this talk, I'm going to wrap it up right here. I wrote to my parents. And I said, why do you believe in God? And I asked him a whole bunch of questions. And we had a talk. My dad wrote this back to me yesterday. Hi, Steve. When finishing up the yard work this afternoon, I was thinking about our conversation regarding God. One of the questions, he's an avionics engineer, we're very, very different. One of the questions you asked was something to the effect of, what have I seen that makes me think there is a God? Honestly, I think it is love. A couple of basic things we are taught about God is that God is love and that people are created in God's image. I do sincerely believe people are basically good, which is probably why one of my favorite songs is I Believe Most People Are Good by Luke Bryan. Without question, there are some vile people in this world who do horrible things, but when you consider the billions of acts of kindness, like not running over the geese, whether it is making someone laugh or smile or anything else across the full spectrum of simple, tiny things to huge holy cow moments that bring joy or make someone's life a little easier, the number of vile people pales in comparison to the number of people making positive difference. Indeed, exhibiting God's qualities gifted to us at birth. I think without God and us being created, listen to this part, without us being created in his, her, their image, good job, Dad, people would be more neutral or Mr. Spock-like. Star Trek was before your time, but I think you know what that reference. He's so nice. That is not true. Just my 2 cents. By the way, thank you for asking me about my thoughts. Please call your mother. Now, my mother asked the same question. She said this. She said, I didn't answer your question very succinctly or clearly when you asked how my view on God has changed. It would be easier to tell you that I don't believe anymore. It would be easier to tell you what I don't believe anymore. But what I do believe is that God is a mystery. I see God as the source of life. Source. The energy that is life itself, as well as light and love. I believe God is a resource to draw from for energy. I don't believe God punishes us, directs us, or judges us. I don't have a clue what happens after death, but I believe it is an extension of that energy in some form. For me, Jesus was the guide to that light, but I do not believe that Jesus is the only guide. I believe there are many ways and that no one knows all the answers. That pretty much sums it up for me at this point. Who knows what tomorrow will be, but for now, that's it. I love you. Call your father. So those are my parents, my conservative, or not conservative, but my Christian and military parents. That's where they have come. That's why I have the blessing to be able to believe the way I believe and stand up here and tell you what I believe. And now I hope you will go into the world as a God-loving person, not a God-fearing person, and spread that love even if you don't believe in God. This is my Bible from home. It's hot pink leather. Isn't that great?
Well, your alarm didn't go off, so I think you owe us about 3 more minutes. Thank you so much. What a wonderful, wonderful guy. All right, let's see what's coming up next. We have our reading from Sue Hunt. There she is.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I wanted to read you a poem today by Mary Oliver, and it's really about connecting with God or Spirit or your higher self, and it's called The Journey. One day you finally knew what you had to do, and you began, though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life. Mend my life, each voice cried, but you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do. Though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left those voices behind, the stars began to turn, and they began to burn through the sheets of the clouds. And there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save.
Thank you, Sue. And once again, Michael Stanwood. that note, what a great time to open up your hearts and your wallets. Thank you again, Michael. Ushers, if you would please start passing around the basket. This is our time for you to share of your abundance and let us know how you value Althea. We do have other opportunities to donate and contribute to our wonderful sanctuary and center. We have a dip jar where you simply dip your credit card. You can become an evergreen member where you can set it up monthly. Don't forget smile.amazon. You can set it up so Althea gets a certain percentage of your purchases. And also King Soopers has a contribution as well. Program.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions and your endless hours of volunteering and everything you do, because you're the reason we're here. You are Althea. Anyway, I've got this prayer somewhere, and I love it, and I wanted to use it as the blessing today. It's by a woman named Rachel Naomi Remen, MD, author and co-founder of Commonwealth Cancer Help Program. Anyway, I don't know where I got it, but it's beautiful. May we find each other in the silence, between the words. May we heal the loneliness of our expertise and the wisdom of our service. May we honor in ourselves and all others the deep and simple impulse to love, live, to find sacred space and open land. May we remember that yearning to be holy is a part of everyone and the only hope for the next 1,000 years. Amen.
Thank you, Catherine. That was beautiful. Let's see. A few closing announcements. Then Michael will do our closing prayer, and we'll have a community song at the end of the service. It's going to be Imagine by John Lennon. Don't forget the deep dive, which will follow having coffee and, I don't know, are there any snacky poos today? Chocolate? Okay, yes, there are. And if you want to take it outside, or it's a beautiful day as well. We are trying to keep, a little safe. Not a little, but we want to be safe and respectful. What else? Oh, affirmative prayer. Where's Suzanne? There she is. Suzanne Thomas is our prayer practitioner today. And for those of you who might be new, we do affirmative prayers here. And our partners here offer a wonderful service. So if you have an issue that's troubling you or something you would like to create, anything at all, and you would like some peaceful, wonderful guidance, please see Suzanne. She will be behind this banner in the library, in the prayer room. So please avail yourselves of that. Yes, I remembered. I think that's what she's driving at there. Let's see, we've got on the back of your program here, of course, we have the Accountability Circle is starting a new program that was very successful. Greg Wilkins, our gong sound guy and sound sculpture, he's going to be here. Is it always the last Saturday or Sunday of every month? Is that it? 31st or Sunday? Yeah, 31st. November 28th, November 26th. So we've got those three more. And Zach Kopp, and Kopp may be a name some of you recognize, Jane Kopp. I think it's her son. She is doing Contacting Your Inner and Outer Intelligence with Zach Kopp. So that is a class that he will be delivering, and you can sign up for that on our website. I'd like now to introduce or welcome our candidate, Catherine Newell, to the stage here. She has some information for next Sunday. Catherine Newell.
Thank you all so much. I'm grateful to be back here with the title of Spiritual Director-elect. So I'm big on democracy, so thank you all for voting, if you're a member. We look forward to that. The proxies are due by the 20th, and the vote will happen on the 21st of November, so that's less than 30 days from now. So if you can't make it, just do a proxy. It's super easy. Anyway, I wanted to announce that I'm going to be on Zoom tomorrow at 11 a.m. and also on Thursday at 7 p.m. And we just thought like can get to know yous. I wanted to answer any questions you had of me, and then also I really want to get the pulse of Althea and really hear what matters to each of you. The next month or two, really, until the end of the year, I'm praying to really use this time to listen. I think a lot of ministers know how to talk. Not enough of us really listen. So I'm willing and able to hear anything and everything you want to say, what's worked at Althea, what's not worked at Althea, what you envision this place to be. So that's really what I envision this time, like a fertile ground to plant some seeds with me. So I'm big on transparency. If you have any questions, I'm more than willing to answer them, and I hope to see you all, or some of you, on Zoom. Also, I will be doing the service next Sunday. It is Halloween, Samhain, and Dia de los Muertos. So we're going to have a really great time. We are planning a phenomenal ritual for all of you that includes an altar, and in the Mexican tradition of Dia de los Muertos, they call it the ofrenda. And so if we're going to have it up here, and so I need your help with this, basically. We're going to do it in the most beautiful, loving, decolonized way possible. So if you or your identity calls to you to celebrate in a certain way, come talk to me after the service. I really do. Mimi Bergen has been amazing and very helpful with this. But if anyone else wants to get in on the ground level of this ritual happening next week, I would love your help and your support if this calls to you at all. What I need from all of you in general, if it works for you, bring pictures, mementos, favorite foods or drinks of people, of loved ones that you know that have passed on to the next dimension. So anyone in your life that has died, we're going to use this altar and really honor their gift, their service, their life, their essence. So that is your homework. Rick was not sure if you would like homework, but I'm big on it. So if it calls to you, great. If you remember, awesome. If not, we're still going to have a wonderful service. So thank you all. And I'll be in the back, I'm sure, afterwards, and outside, too, if you have just questions. Also, if you cannot come to any of the Zooms and you still want to connect with me, no problem. Email Rick and at admin@althea.org, at altheacenter.org, and he will figure out a time that works. Because I really want to make sure that you feel 100% comfortable casting your ballot, whatever that answer is. Good? All right. Thank you.
All right, Michael, I think we're ready for closing prayer.
Can I be heard in the back? Great. Two things. I wanted to thank the board for allowing us to vote, those of us who joined the church a week ago. And I wanted to say one other thing. The gentleman who spoke, myself and every person in my matrix group in Loveland, every man and woman in the group, as children, were raped. So I'm sorry about that, but it happens a lot in our society. Please join me in consciousness, a consciousness of the divine, of the sacred, that we are here to make manifest the presence of God, that there is a divine spark of light in each and every one of us, and as we focus on that spark, it will grow brighter and brighter and brighter until it fills and floods and engulfs every atom and aspect of our being on this and every plane of existence in which we exist. We are unified with God, one with spirit, one with all that is not, and all that ever was and all that ever will be. And in this timeless, spaceless place of knowingness, of beingness, of connectedness, of divinity and perfection, we release to God anything that does not serve us, anything that has ever happened to us that has caused us harm or suffering, anything that we are willing to be done with. We release to God for healing and correction at first cause, knowing what we ask is answered, knowing what we desire is already so. We are free, we are one with one another. God bless.
Good morning. We're going to do one of my favorite songs, Imagine, by John Lennon. So please stand as you're able and join me on Imagine. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you so much.